Hey, good morning, everybody. How was everyone's weekend? Are y'all getting ready for Labor Day? Hi, Kat. Hi, Aggie. Hi, Steph. Haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Katie. That one ginger. I love that name. Hi, Tara. Maddie. Hi. Well, Kane was in here yesterday. Mornings are busy for Kane. Some people are morning people, and some people are like, no, don't talk to me till noon. All right, I've got Kevin backstage. I'm going to bring him up real quick. We'll start getting the show ready, but we'll let a few more people get in. Hey, Crime Time. Hey there, our favorite friend.
Good morning, peeps.
Yeah. Wow, what a crazy couple days it's been, huh?
Yeah, I'd say.
Are they ever going to just slow down? It's
I don't
something
think.
every day with this family.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Actually, there's something new every 20 minutes.
Yeah, you can't keep up. Mm-mm.
Nope.
Nope, I feel bad for anybody who even would even try to make sense of it all.
Could you imagine being a first-time listener and understand what we're saying? Oh,
Good point, because we've been talking about this for over 2 months.
yep.
Steph said, we'll enter some comments real quick, then we'll get started. Steph says, I don't understand why the cops haven't arrested Don and Candace. Do you want to answer that one, Kevin?
Sure. It can take a long time. That's the one. I get really impatient too. I mean, there's days. This case is I get headaches and stomach aches from this thing. But as far as law enforcement, can you imagine how much stuff they have to put together to be able to make a conviction? All that data, all these statements. I can't even imagine sitting there going through all the evidence. It's not a quick thing. And as far as I'm concerned, TBI isn't going to botch this case up. This is too big. You know, when the perpetrators get arrested, they're done, in my
Well,
opinion.
you made a really good point when you said all the data and everything they have to go through. Imagine what we're hearing on the outside. We're not investigating the case. We're not talking one-on-one to people, neighbors,
Mm-mm.
workers, the people at, Walgreens, the people at the hippie. We're not talking to
Right.
all these people. So, all the stuff that we're trying to process, all of this insane nonsense, they have that plus everything else to sort through.
Well, which case? What? There's been many cases. I mean, even recently where it took. What case? You would know, Brooke. The case that took a year.
Oh, Barry Morphew? Yeah,
Yeah.
a year.
There you go.
And sometimes it takes longer. Does everybody have sound? Kat said she lost sound.
Sometime I've got it.
Okay, she said it's back on.
Okay. Yeah, I've been getting a little bit of a glitch I don't know, every minute or so, but
Yeah,
but
I just blame everything on the heat. So who all watched the interview room with Chris and his wife, who, by the way, she should be a detective in her own right. She's awesome.
yeah,
His wife on lots of things.
she brought up some good points. I love the one where she said that all they bought that day were slushies. What about some lunch, Candace, for your kid?
Yeah, because
You
she
know,
mentioned, and a lot of the moms have picked up on that. She's like, no food, just slushies. So we'll get to that in just a second. Chris put out so many things that are just obvious that
yeah.
I'm sitting there going, well, God, I didn't think of that. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. And like stuff that people don't even want to acknowledge.
I'd love to know what Chris knows.
He flat out said he is not convinced about Dawn's work schedule that day. Now, what did you think about that?
About what now? I'm sorry. What was that question?
When
Sorry.
Chris said he's not convinced about Dawn's work schedule.
Well, in my opinion, I don't believe Don ever worked that day, period. I do not believe that whatsoever. No way. I just don't believe it. He may have, I don't know if he just went there to make an appearance. If that's the only thing in my opinion, he done was try to create an alibi. That son of a bitch didn't work all day. There ain't no damn way.
Well, it seems like the whole day was an alibi.
Exactly.
Grandma's got to hurt me, but we make a million trips instead of taking her to the hospital, getting her pills, and getting home.
I don't believe anything they say. I wouldn't trust them to watch my frickin' pet grasshopper. You know, they're liars. Don wasn't at work that day. I'll bet you. There's no way. And that shit's going to come out sooner or later.
Oh, man, and I wish it was sooner because I cannot wait until they put together what really went on that day. So Chris even alluded to something that I've really been thinking about. He said all of this running around that they talk about could have all taken place in the morning, not even gone into the afternoon. I didn't even think about that. Lauren says, I feel like nothing happened that day but the 911 call.
Yeah, I don't believe in it. That day, see, that's why I don't believe it was an accident. That shit was planned or something. I don't think it was a spur of the moment thing, you know, in my opinion. I don't, you know, it's crazy, but I do not think Don was at work that whole day. There ain't no damn way.
Well, and also one thing that was brought up, we know that Don is, in his own way, kind of tried to throw Candace under the bus a few times.
And his boys.
Without coming out and saying it. You know, and his boys. Grandis. But something that Chris brought up that I didn't even think about before, in a way, he's kind of blamed Summer. You know, he has been, you know, he even mentioned, he said, you know, she was outside playing and basically kind of saying like she knew better or something like that.
Well, I got the creeps when Don in the first interview said, well, that was her downfall.
Exactly.
Who in the hell would say that about their kid?
Their missing child.
Yeah.
Missing child, their downfall.
She's dead. He might as well come out and said, yeah, Summer's dead. I'll see her in the resurrection. He should have added maybe.
He's basically said that.
He did. That's what he said. Summer is dead. I'll see her in the resurrection. Either when he kills himself, he'll be lucky to make it to the resurrection, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and I mean, you and I were talking about this the other day. Oh, hang on. Kat says, how do they know if the time was 3:30, or 3:45? None of them can tell the time. And that's one thing that they all say. They don't keep up with time. They don't know the time.
Yeah, but then on that day, all eyes were on Summer. That day. Candace ain't never watching them kids. Why that day was she so concerned about Summer? I'll tell you why. Because she's guilty.
Well, I think she was a little upset that CPS had been called. Because, I mean, as like we spoke about in the show last week, she was very concerned about CPS being called to the point where she was reaching out to different people to even ask if they did it. Who would care who called? Do what CPS says and hush. Don't make yourself look more guilty. by calling and accusing people.
Exactly. She don't even have her boys anymore. They're never going to get them back. You can't have kids in a prison cell.
Tim Pinnell says, Don was at home that day. I have proof that he was, and it is right at everyone's eyes. Tim, do you want to grab the link and come up?
Hell, bro, I'd like to see that bomb. Because I ain't never heard nobody say that.
Wow. Tim, there's the link if you want to come up.
Don't be afraid.
And I know there is some people still saying, well, they think it was an accident. Well, for the millionth time, why would you cover up an accident?
You wouldn't.
You've got 2 adults there. We know that for a fact. And that's what Candace has said. That's out of her mouth.
And if it wasn't that, go ahead, Brooke. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine, hon. She was there and her mother was there. So out of 2 adults, neither of them thought to get help for an accident. I'm not buying that.
Me either. If it was an accident, she would have said so. And she would have probably even used their boys that they did something accidentally. There's no damn way that was an accident. I do not believe that. It could have been. I'm not saying it can't be true, but I don't believe it.
Well, and they're not going to risk their necks and go through all of this to save the boys. Let's look at their history, how much they care about kids. Case in point, Summer is missing. They've got 3 boys in state care. The state of Tennessee has them. Let me see, get a question in here.
I want to hear that.
Hey, Rebecca. Are the other kids still in the parents' custody? No. Nope. Thank goodness.
Nope. Every kid that has come out of Candace's womb has been neglected.
Uh-huh.
Mom Patrol. Yeah, okay.
Nope, you're exactly right. And then we go back to how Candace kept changing her story. One thing Chris said that made my jaw drop is we've talked about it many times about how Candace made sure to tell everyone. She made sure to say that when Candace, hang on one second.
There's so many Candaces, you can't even keep track.
Oh, no, I was reading a comment. I got off track. I apologize. But she made sure to let everyone know that when Summer wanted to go in, that she had her by the hand and she walked her to the porch. Now, we've all said that that's ridiculous, that she would take that kind of time and attention to make sure she made it a few feet, held her hand to get her to the porch.
She ain't never watched her kids, as far as I'm concerned.
No.
You know, she's probably up in that Ben Hill mansion, smoked God knows what drugs, and drinking. And she's trying to throw shit out there that she walks her kids over to the door. Give me a break, Candace.
But like Chris
That's
said,
bullshit.
For some reason, well, we know the reason. She wants everyone to understand what she wants to make it clear that all eyes were on Summer that day. All eyes were on Summer. She knew exactly where she was. Grandma gave her candy. Grandma was planting flowers with her. The boys were inside. But it was never like that before. You see plenty of videos and pictures of her where she's not being watched by any means. Hell, we have a picture of her, little bitty thing, naked, straddling lumber. But that day, she grabbed her by the hand and made sure she got to the porch safely. Bull crap.
I don't believe it whatsoever. I don't care if I'm sedated. I wouldn't believe it. That's bull crap. Mm-hmm. She don't watch her damn kids. Are you kidding me? That lady, I mean, just look at her. And then she wears that Mom Patrol shirt. I just want, put your hoodie back on, Candace.
Did she not think to get a shirt that says Summer Wells missing?
Yeah, no shit.
Bring Summer home? Bring
Yeah.
Summer home.
And the Mom Patrol shirt, somebody gave it to her. She didn't even buy it. So, come on. I will never stick up for them ever. I don't care if it was an abduction. I still can't stand them.
Lindsay said all of that was for show.
Yeah, and she had a cross on too. Come on. Don't piss Jesus off, Don and Candace. You'll be sorry. I'm just so aggravated over this shit show. I've had enough. This is bullshit. I can't wait till they're arrested. Hopefully Don, and that's the thing. They try to act like, even Don Buchanan said, he went down to Kingsport and he went to that area. This is what he said. So I'm just saying what he said. Nobody likes them hardly. Nobody. They're trash. They're child abusers.
Well, I mean, and look at, Don's still sticking to his story that he was at work all day, but yet he knew what was going on at the property.
Yeah, and he knew that the dogs were gone.
He called Candace and said there was a crazy guy on the property. How would he know if he wasn't there?
How did he know the dogs weren't there?
That I'll never get over.
Right there's a red flag. That's out of Don's mouth. That's a red flag if you ever heard one. The Flag Factory is out of red flags. There's so many in this case.
Nancy said she also made it sound like there was a playroom in the basement. There was no playroom in that house, period. No, that's a dungeon.
No shit.
That is a cellar. It's a basement.
Where Donjon Dunn did his thing. Makes me sick. That poor little kid on a mattress on the floor. Even Chris said a scrawny little blanket. And looking right at Don and Candace's bed. I can only imagine what she was exposed to.
Well, we know she's missing, and her brothers.
Yeah, no shit.
They're in state care.
Yep.
We can ask Candace's first two children, Andrew and Candace.
Well, Andrew probably can't answer you. He got hit in the head with a bat.
They were raised by the state of Wisconsin. Her oldest daughter, ran away. She was being abused in foster care. Guess how much Candace cared? She wasn't Mom Patrol then, was she?
How come Don doesn't have a... Don needs a shirt that says Dad Patrol or Don Patrol, so they can look like the Cleavers.
Chicken Lady said, what is sad is everyone has been in and out of their house and no one was there to help those kids. Well, that's a really good point. Now, CPS failed, and I will say CPS failed. Yep. I know they can't just sweep in there and take the kids.
You know what? This is what's sad to me. It may have been only one day just for summer. When did they take those boys? Do you know, Brooks?
It was sometime I think it was late July. I don't know the exact date. I can find it.
So Summer went missing on the 15th, correct?
Yeah.
So and the boys were taken on the what?
The next month. It wasn't immediately after like I thought would happen. I mean, I truly thought with the house, previous run-ins with CPS, they would take them sooner. I've always thought that the timing of them taking the boys was odd. See, I mean, and there's Don and Candace right there in court. They don't look too concerned to me. It's more of a foxhole prayer. Oh my God.
Like,
how are we going to get out of this?
Yeah, they look like, oh shit, we fucked up. Well, that's what. Look at those two Right there. Look at those two criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them. I can't wait till they're in orange.
At the very least, we know that he is responsible for SA. He's admitted it, even though he said that the 5-year-old initiated it, like the 5-year-old came on to him. And we know that their 3 boys are in state custody, were taken from them. Abuse, neglect. So yeah, they are criminals.
Yeah, you're looking at 2 criminals. They just need to be in orange.
At the very least, we know they're guilty of that.
Yep.
Besides the elephant in the room, Summer is missing. Summer is missing. I still have not seen them advocate for getting Summer back. It has always been about getting the story off of them. Like, they don't want to be the story. You know, they love to whine and complain about the internet rumors, things people are saying. Well, then just quit talking. You should be talking to the TBI, not YouTubers.
Look at their faces in that picture. It looks like somebody's just freaking giving them a verbal ass whooping.
I would love to know what that judge was saying to them or what they were having to hear.
Yeah, look at their face. You can tell they're getting their ass hemmed.
Mm-hmm. Well, now it's coming out. I've seen some comments. I'm not going to put them up because, well, you know how that goes. That,
Yeah.
you know, Don's kind of doing his own police work now, supposedly. And he's going around and he's wanting to search neighbors' properties and he's talking to them. Would you let Don Wells on your property to search?
I wouldn't let him change a tire on my freaking car. I wouldn't want that man anywhere near me.
And
Either
I don't
one of them.
for a minute he's trying to help out this investigation or look for Summer. I think the heat is so on that he is going to neighbors and anyone that'll talk to him. He wants to find out who has talked to the TBI or to the sheriff and what they've said.
Brooke, I have to ask you a question. Do you have that screenshot still can you show it? The one that Don posted yesterday, and I knew damn good and well he was going to say something after the interview room about, oh, how I miss Summer. Like, it is so. Yeah, well, let's talk about that. I can just hear him saying that. It's a little too late, Don and Candace, to play the good parents. I don't believe anything they say.
Is it the one about where he says she's a miracle, the miracle of his life?
Yeah, it's just, I love her and I miss her.
Okay, I'm going to put this up.
I mean, I'll tell you if it's the right one.
Yeah. But what do you think about that? Do you think, because it's a little, too little too late. We're going into month 3.
Well,
and,
it's out.
And he's going to talk to neighbors now. He should have been talking to neighbors that night. He should have been going door to door that night.
Okay.
Tomorrow's September. He's worried about what people are saying. He's worried about what people are being asked. In my opinion.
You better be worried.
And like we've said a million times over, that if he was at work all day long, all he should be talking about is Summer.
Yeah.
You know?
They haven't done it the whole time. But the point I was getting at with that thing from Don, he does it the day after the interview room with Chris. It's the first time he's even tried to show any sympathy. It's a joke. All he's trying to do is manipulate people. Because that's what he is. He's a narcissistic manipulator, a gaslighter.
Ashley says if he really thought someone took her, he would have been hunting people down door to door, going insane looking for her. Neither one of them have. No. Exactly. He said abduction from day one. He said abduction right off the bat. Didn't even think about an accident. He even said she wouldn't wander off this hill. She wouldn't get off of here. He always said abduction. So wouldn't you think you'd be going door to door then?
I'd have been on the national news media begging for my daughter. I still would be. I honestly think I'd be crazy by now.
Is this the shot?
Yeah. Yep.
If I had an idea, I'd call the cavalry in and we would all storm that place. I wish and pray to God constantly to help us find her. She's my whole life, the greatest miracle of my life. I would do anything to get her back. I would give up my own life for her to live. I believe that's why I come directly to you. Well, the only thing he needs to believe is what he knows happened that day. Because there's 3 people that can make this very easy for law enforcement and for Summer. And that's the 3 adults.
Yeah, I could that whole thing right there. I could just see Don, like, picture a little kid with their hand on their eye going, "Oh, if I could only." Bullshit, Don. Come on. This is the first time in how long? And you post something like this after Chris exposes bruises on your daughter's face. And then the next day, Don comes out with this. He's trying to manipulate people to feel sorry for him. Don, we don't feel sorry for you. I don't, in my opinion. I think you're a dirtbag.
Well, the thing is, it's like he reads all the comments. He reads everything. Yep. And so when he sees people are saying things like, why doesn't he just talk about Summer? If he was at work all day, he doesn't need to keep muddy in the water, so to speak. He was at work all day. All right, man. So it's either between your mother-in-law or your wife. So then he comes out with stuff like this. Hang on, Savannah wants to say something real quick.
Go.
Hey, good morning, hun.
Hey.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. I just get migraines from this frickin' case.
Yeah, my heart is kind of racing real fast at the moment. I'm just thinking about last night during the Share Live and her disrespectful words when she was speaking of Summer. And I'm pretty mad about that right now.
Yeah, I've had a lot of messages about that. So let's talk about that. We're talking about a missing little girl.
Yep. And did you watch it?
No, I did not watch it yet.
Oh, okay.
I've been trying to watch all the other stuff.
Yeah, because she was just, I guess people kept saying, oh, well, I thought this was supposed to be about Summer. And Cher was just getting so upset. And she was like, something along the lines of, okay, well, everything is not supposed to be about Summer, Summer, Summer. And then she just kept repeating her name with just such a rude tone. And it just, it just doesn't sit right with me, all right? It doesn't. And I mean, I don't know how so many people can be like blinded by her like fakeness, but
I'm not.
It doesn't work for me. And that lady,
she moved out of somewhere and left her damn dogs to she tortured them. I
know that. Yep. Yeah. And she said during the live that she had no other choice but to let those dogs be in a hot trailer for 3 days without food or water. She said she had no other choice, that her sister was responsible. And I sent her a message during the live. I said, oh, what do you mean you didn't have a choice? Why didn't you call the police and have them go and save your dogs? And she got mad and, timed me out. But it's the truth. You can't say you didn't have another choice. She said she was bedridden and
why do they let you talk? They won't let me in there.
I'm just saying, okay, if you're bedridden and you have animals at your home with no food, water, and it's hot, why wouldn't you just at least contact the police and say, hey, can you please just go do this for my animals? I don't want them to die. No, she just sits there and blames it on her sister. I'm not buying it for a second.
Well, listen to
They
this. Betty Jo said she left a comment saying bring Summer home, and they deleted it. Why would you delete that? Hopefully that was a mistake. Hopefully,
yeah, they say it's a mistake. Yep.
Hopefully it was a mistake, but this is like mocking a missing child.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what they're doing? They're playing both sides of the fence. They think they're freaking slick. They're not. Think about this. They are playing both sides of the fence. They're protecting Don, but yet they're saying, oh, poor Summer. Yeah, okay. You're either with it or you ain't.
They're just doing it for the views.
Yeah, it's bullshit is what it is. I can't stand them.
Yeah, me either. But, you know, aside from everything, I mean, I agree 100% with both of what y'all are saying. But you know what? When you actually hear, if you all were there to hear her slip, when she talked to Dawn back in May or March, that would set everything together for everyone. But it's me trying to explain it to everyone else. Nobody believes it.
Well, why was she talking to Don back then? Do you know?
That's what I've been trying to ask everyone else.
Because I don't know if that's true or not.
It came out of her own mouth. Why would she say that?
I don't know.
And she slipped it, like I said. I think I mentioned this before, and she deleted it right away. Yep. And
maybe her and Don got a thing going.
Well, if y'all would have watched during the live when she had Dawn on speakerphone, I could literally feel her. She was so nervous that Dawn was going to slip and say something, and she didn't want to look like an idiot on live. So every time she's like, "Oh, Dawn, I'm on live."
Oh, I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous as a cat at their house if Dawn was on the show. What the hell is he going to say, especially when the stories keep changing? We've already done the side by side of the 911 call from Candace, and then what Candace said later.
It's all bullshit.
And Dawn gets goofier all the time. Rebecca said, why did they choose to do this to Summer and not the other kids? Well, we can only guess, considering Dawn's history. And that's another thing. I'm wondering how long it's going to take between when his relative presses charges against him and when he gets arrested for that. Because I think he's got to be really sweating that. Because no one in their right mind is buying that this 5-year-old came on to him.
Yeah, that is absent. If anyone believes that, you're a dumbass. Okay, in my opinion. If you believe that a 5-year-old initiates sexual contact, you're a dumbass.
Nobody believes that.
Did y'all
believes that?
Did y'all hear that?
Hell no.
That Grandis, she was supposed to adopt Summer.
I don't believe that either.
Well, we're gonna get into Grandis on another show, and we're not going to go into it too much today because I just want to give everybody a warning that I know a lot of people are really taking up for the grandma. Yeah, they're saying that her conversation should not have been put out there. I know Tiffany Marie, who love her to death, love her show. She got hit hard, and this is what I'm going to say about that.
Yes.
Sheriff Ronnie Lawson has said no one is cleared. No one is cleared. So our suspects are, I mean, I guess basically everybody, but she was there. She was there. Even if she was dead asleep when all this was going on, she still knew that CPS was involved. She still knew how those boys were being treated, and she did nothing. She is guilty. She is guilty. So there is no protecting her. There is no poor grandma. They shouldn't have done that to her. No, poor grandma is not poor grandma.
No, her name is Grandis. Her name is Grandis Abandis.
Yep. Because look, she left. You know,
she's an idiot.
You're exactly right, Kevin. Because when the going gets tough in her family, She gets
Bye
going.
bye. Bye bye.
Yeah, if she truly cared about Summer, I believe she would have said something that day, and said, you know what? I love Summer, and I'm not going to let them get away with this. This is what happened, bam,
Yeah.
Okay, folks, listen to
She
this.
disappeared.
This is fact. Grandis going back to being in Wisconsin for the release of her brother is more important than Summer being abducted. Fact.
Yeah,
And
and her
that
brother
guy,
is a child incest sex offender.
he's deemed a violent sex offender.
Yeah,
And he's
and
going
we
to
have
be
to
out
see.
on the streets in the city of Thorpe. So if anybody that lives in the city of Thorpe, Wisconsin, that dude is moving into your neighborhood. If you have kids, leave. Don't
Think,
pack up and get the
but
fuck
y'all
out
have
of
to
there.
think about it though. Incest means with family. So, and it happened in Wisconsin. What children suffered that abuse at the hands of him? Who was it? Was it because who lived in Wisconsin at the time? I mean, the only one I know of was Rose Marie. Didn't she have kids? I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe it was.
Well,
I don't know.
the one thing the citizens of Thorpe have going for him, he's easy to spot because he's ugly as fuck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's not hard enough. If
No,
you
he looks like a
dark
creep.
alley, you run.
That dude
He
looks like a
something
creep.
out of a scary movie.
Yup. He looks like the It clown in Stephen King's movie.
Yeah. He freaks me out. The first time I saw that picture.
Can I?
Do you
say
have that
something?
pic? Brooks, do you have that picture?
Oh, I do.
Show it. Show it to everyone. Some people may not have seen it yet. This dude, I've seen better faces on iodine bottles. I don't care. I don't feel sorry for that dude at all. That man's a monster. Seriously, he's worse than Don, probably. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, we have to think about what small children suffered at the hands of him, and then they just have
Can you
to go on with
imagine
their
him
life.
living in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Can you
Why do
imagine
they
that
let
dude?
them out? Why do they let
I don't know.
these creatures out? That's what
I
I
don't
want to
know.
know.
It's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah,
It's
they
sick.
put people behind bars for marijuana, but people that abuse children sexually,
Right.
they let them out on the streets.
What is he going to have? An ankle bracelet? Big whooping ass. Who cares?
Yeah.
You
What
can
is that
take the
gonna
ankle.
prove, right?
You can take the ankle bracelets off and put them on your cat or dog, and it works. So
Wow.
Yeah, someone said I thought he was sentenced to 80 years. Yeah, I want to know what's going on there too.
I'm just saying, if anyone lives around there, yeah, I'd move if I were you, if I had kids, because that dude's going to be out and around.
Yep, there he is.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
He looks like
What an odd time to let him out with
Oof.
Summer Miss.
he looks like Grandis, don't he?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
It looks like Granny.
But with
God,
hair.
that dude. God, that family even looks freaking like incest. Seriously.
Yeah.
That dude, I'm not just trying to bust on him. Well, I am. But that dude is scary looking.
But you guys, it's all generational. Why do you think there's 3 Candaces? Why do you think there's 3 Donalds? I mean, come on.
Weird.
2 Andrews. Yeah, they keep passing down these names. Who
Yeah.
the hell wants to be connected to that? Who
But
wants
listen,
to have lineage always attached to them? I changed my name.
yeah, that is so true.
Be like, don't call me Candace.
That is so
You
true.
guys, have you seen the picture of the place where he's going to be staying?
No.
Yeah.
It is absolutely a high
Appalling. It's appalling, isn't it?
$1 home. I mean, this house is like something you'd see in a gated community, and that fucker gets to go live in it. Bullshit. That dude should be behind bars. Sorry.
Yeah. No, don't be sorry. What do you mean sorry? Don't ever be sorry for them.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Joseph said it makes it harder to be tracked when everyone has the same name. Think about that.
Yeah.
No shit. This is my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl, my dad Daryl, and my cousin Daryl. I mean, that's what it's like.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I mean, it's not like they're the Kennedys. There's no point in passing down these names.
But it was for a purpose, you guys. It was for a reason. There's more to it. I want to say one thing really quick. I'm not going to try and go on too long about it, but I really do feel like it's really important, and it has to do with their religion. And I did a lot of research on their religion, and I found so much that is almost identical to this family and everything that has happened since Summer has disappeared. And I believe that Summer's name is more, there's more reason behind the Summer Moon Utah Wells. I mean, it's beautiful, but I believe that there's something more behind it.
See, and I don't think they're religious at all. I think
no, they're not.
Me either.
They're not.
I don't think they're religious at all.
They are
Don.
they are false prophets.
Don ain't no preacher, man.
Yeah, they're a false prophet. That's what their religion is, and they believe that it's okay to have
people. I know a lot of people that are Seventh-day Adventists, and they wouldn't go for any of this. And I don't believe anybody in that church would go for any of this.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think God is spouting off this stuff. He thinks he's really going to convince somebody that he is born again, that he's been reformed. That
I'm not that
guy anymore.
I'm not knocking that church whatsoever, because it's pretty obvious that the prayer vigil is what the people think. You know, that answered my question about that church. Those people don't even want to be associated with them people, and I don't blame them.
And
they've way backed away, that's for sure.
Yeah, they did. You know, that's pretty sad when, 3 people show up? What does that tell you? I don't see people bringing them meals. I don't see people in that community pulling together for the Wells. They're staying away because, you know, they don't trust them. They're criminals. You know, think about it. I wouldn't want to be involved with Don and if I had kids, hell no.
It also doesn't really help when one of his new friends said, someone in that church did this. If I was in that church, if I was a member of that congregation, I would be furious.
So would I.
To even say that someone in the church did it. And there's some people that are so anti-religion and so anti-church that would buy that and say, oh, it's going to be one of those weird church freaks did it.
And you know, the other thing is people were jumping on that dude, not Dobbs, but the flute player. What's his name? David Dotson. You know, people saying, oh, he probably took Summer. No. Granted, being a mortician, playing a flute, and having jailhouse tattoos, that's weird, kind of weird. But nobody in that damn church took Summer.
No.
She wasn't abducted.
Let's talk about abduction again. And, and all the stuff with Grandis, we're going to cover tomorrow or Thursday, because that's a lot to get into.
Yeah.
We're getting everybody, you know, a warning that, you know, there's not going to be any sympathy for her at all. But let's go over the abduction again. Candace held her hand, walked her to the porch. She went downstairs to the dungeon to play. Now, also, Candace said that the doors were locked. You can't get in or out, correct?
Correct. So, Candace said, no one in, no one out. That's her exact words.
somebody happened to know that they were home. Let's face it, they were all over town that day. Sonic, grocery store, Walgreens, ER, Allie's house, swimming, hippie house. I mean, that's just 7 stops right there. They were all over the place. So they happened to know when they got home and happened to know that Summer was in the basement, in the dungeon playing. Come on. No. There was 2 adults there for sure, Candace and her mom.
And Don.
And again, here we have SK Bugged. Don said that he always knew something was going to happen to Summer. Well, I tell you what, if I had that sinking suspicion that something was going to happen to my child, I'd have more than a pack of stray dogs. I'd have ADT security everywhere.
Who says that about their kid while they were abducted? I knew this was something bad was going to happen. Yeah, you did. And you know why I'm saying that. So it was bound to happen.
He has said a lot of stuff that has unnerved me, like made me throw up in my mouth. But when he said that, I was like, done. I mean, I was just, no. Man, if you were at work all day, you shouldn't be talking at all. You have nothing to talk about except for, I want my daughter back. Help me find my daughter.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, yeah, Don, you're all right. You thought that all along, that something eventually was going to catch up and something was going to happen to Summer because of you, Don. You is why something happened to Summer. You know, that dude needs, wow, he just pisses me off.
Janet just brought this up. She says, I'm freaked out that Candace has a Cash App and it's being advertised. Who the hell is putting money on her Cash App? Who?
Yeah, they gave out her information last night. They want people to feel bad for
Oh
them.
my God.
There was a PayPal a few weeks ago to clean up the house. All right, for what?
Donna,
everybody
enough money.
Everyone listening, don't send Candace money.
They will. That's the thing about it. They got followers and lovers. They love Dawn and Candace. They praise them. And you know what? That's how this world is so divided. It's divided by us as seeing the truth and knowing the truth, but what is in front of us, and then there's the people that are for the evil, and they are for the evil. And we can clearly see that. Because they are not.
How about this, Don Candace? Why don't you set up a fucking pay app for your boys? Huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, send your boys some damn money, you idiot.
Yeah, because how are they? I mean, are they paying support on their boys?
That pisses me off.
No, probably not.
Because their boys they haven't lost custody. Their boys are in state care.
Yeah, the state will take care of them.
Support on her 2 kids in Wisconsin. There's got to be an order coming up or has already been put down.
Thank God them boys were taken.
Thank God they were saved. I believe Summer and all this, somehow Summer saved them also. I feel that strongly.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's a fact.
I hate to say it, and I feel terrible for what happened to Summer, even though we don't know the full details. But I feel like she saved her brothers, and it brought to light so much. I feel like Summer's name will go down in history forever, and she is a huge purpose right now to bring out all the hidden darkness of child sex trafficking, and it's all coming to light. And I am getting chills just talking about it.
Well, I've been saying this for a long time. Summer is going to be the next poster child for SA.
Even though Cher can say all day long, oh, well, we don't know. Dawn didn't do that to Summer. Well, how the hell do they know? They were not there. How come they sit there and say, oh, no, he didn't do that? Oh, they didn't do that. Well, was she there? I thought she was in Canada.
You know,
she was not there.
You got liberal asses that want to say, well, I'll believe it when I see the proof paper from the court.
Bullshit.
I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen child abuse and child neglect already. I don't need a freaking paper.
We've seen the decline in the pictures.
Yeah.
We've seen the decline in the pictures. CPS was involved. A neighbor witnessed him calling her the C word, his little girl. But now he's saying he would like to bring in the Calvary. She was everything to him. I wouldn't even call someone I know the C word or somebody I didn't know.
Yes. And that just goes to show that when someone is, their life is declining due to drugs and alcohol and their life choices, their children are not in their best interest. And it shows. I'm sorry for all the people that are out there that doesn't believe it or that just doesn't want to believe it. And they're just confused and they're just following the crowd and they just follow it because that's how they see fit. But you know what? If all these people would stand up against the child traffickers, imagine how much more strong we could be to bring all this to light. It's not fair for all these children to just be brought into this world as children of God, for these monsters to just roam around and make these choices for these children because they're defenseless and they can't stand up for themselves. How can they defend themselves to an adult or more than one? I mean, come on. Anyway, how can they sit there and she sits there and sips her wine and smokes her little weed pipe or whatever and says, oh, well, everything is not about Summer. We're not talking about Summer right now. I just cannot stand her and her little attitude. And it's just, I'm so angry how she is still able to just speak freely about what she thinks happened in the house. Because we were not there, but we can see in photos clearly that it was not good.
Well, you see, the problem with child abuse, mentally and physically, look at, they're narcissists.
Yes.
They manipulate kids.
Yes.
I'd like to see Don try to fucking manipulate me. Bring it on. That dude, I'd love to see him try some shit like that. He's trying to manipulate everybody with his sad sob story. Bullshit.
Well, this picture of the parents tells me a lot.
Yes, I love that you put that. Thank you so much. I'm looking at that right now. And you know what? It
tells me a lot.
Yes. Can't you guys see the difference in how they look at this very particular photo and how they look today?
They look like they're getting an ass whooping verbally.
Yeah. But no, it shows guilt. A lot of guilt. Shame. They look, like they've been doing drugs and they just coming down off of alcohol and they can't believe what they've done.
I don't know about that, but all I know is, I don't know if that's what's happening in that picture, but I do know that they don't look none too happy, and you're going to have people say they're sad because of their kid. Bullshit.
No. Nope. They're just scared because they didn't expect all this attention. They see all these missing children in Tennessee, and they thought that they could be another one of those and just dispose of their child and get away with it. But you know what? Summer here is going to change a lot. I know that for sure. And
well,
she already is.
I said the same thing about when Breasia Terrell went missing. I said Aisha was not expecting this attention. She expected her to be another little girl that's never mentioned on the news, maybe a blurb in the paper, and that's it. They weren't expecting the social media outpour, shows done on it every single day. They weren't expecting billboards. They weren't expecting everyone to point the finger at their life and say, even if she was abducted, it's your fault.
Yes.
And I love how he talks about drug dealers and then says, oh, but they wouldn't do it.
Well, Don already threw Summer, the boys, and Kiss under the bus. So, what is it? And Dave Rader. Okay?
Yeah. It's everybody's
and
fault.
Tim Miller. And Tim Miller. And law enforcement. And TBI. They've thrown everybody under the bus. Except Grandma.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
She's the smartest one of the bunch. I read something. Oh,
yeah.
What does that tell you?
Well, yeah.
What does that?
Town, Don, for you and her daughter to sit in the shit.
No, so that's crazy to think about. He's calling her smart for running away after Summer disappeared, so she wouldn't have to speak. Basically, it's insinuating that they should have just ran, so they didn't have to talk too. I mean, I'm just saying.
But think about it. Why haven't they thrown Graham under the bus too? Why? You know why? Because all three of them are fucking guilty. They're all the three musketeers. That's why.
Yeah.
You know? And Don, I don't believe anything they say. Nothing. They're liars. And to me, it's so obvious. And if I'm wrong, then I still won't back them. But I'm just saying, those three individuals are involved in this whole thing.
Well, in their religion, they believe that until Christ returns, that death is an unconscious state for all people. They believe that when someone actually dies, that they're just asleep. That's how the Adventists, most of them will believe that they're just asleep and that they're going to be resurrected. And that,
well, I don't know about that.
He's going to see Summer again. That's what he believes in his mind through his religion.
I don't know that.
I'm address the comment real quick. Tara Lynch, Seventh-day Adventists, no, they're not a cult. We are not.
No, they're not.
No,
nope.
I didn't ever say that. I didn't say that.
No. I'm just clearing that up. No, I don't want anybody to come back and say that this show thinks that or said that. Absolutely not. People can the train can get off the tracks in any religion, but I don't think this church had anything to do with Summer being missing, and I do not believe that Don and Candace are the religious people that they claim to be.
Yeah, let's get that straight right now so people don't jump on you about that. I'm not knocking any religion. What I'm saying is Don, Candace, and Grandma are not the Christians that they're pretending to be. That's my opinion.
Grandma's the only one that hasn't claimed to be one. Maybe she is the smartest one out of the whole bunch.
Well, she's smarter than Don and Candace. She hasn't talked, has she? Well, she did to Emma, and I truly believe that was Grandis. You know, everybody was jumping on Emma. I'm glad Emma from Crime Stories Obsessed brought it to the light. You know? And then look at what she got for exposing Grandma. She had a bunch of people attack her. Emma is not a liar. You know? I don't even know the lady, and I know damn good and well she's honest.
Well, so, I mean, if she's the smartest one out of the bunch, did no one explain to her what happens when you converse with people about a missing child? Do they not? Does she not? I mean, we don't have all day to discuss internet 101 with people. And I'm not going to defend a woman that watched her grandchildren being abused, neglected. Her granddaughter is missing. She had 2 older grandchildren that were abused, went to the state, raised by the state of Wisconsin. I know 2 people personally right now that are raising their grandchildren. Their kids didn't just hand them over. They had to go through the courts, through the system, and get custody of their grandkids. Did this woman do it? Did the smartest one of the bunch do it? The one that people are feeling sorry for? Nope.
But yet she's in Wisconsin for her brother's release instead of being there for Candace, Summer, and Dawn. What does that tell you? She feels worse for a monster than she does her own freaking granddaughter. The proof is there. She ain't there looking for Summer.
Oh, let me correct something real quick. Kat, no, I see your comment. I don't think Emma was defending her. I'm talking about these Monday morning quarterbacks that are attacking Emma and her channel, attacking Tiffany Marie. They're going to come after us. That's okay. Kevin, can you sleep at night?
I sleep really well because I don't have to worry about any baggage, you know? I've already worked through all my baggage back a long time ago. You know, I'm not a perfect person by no means. I'm a drug addict and alcoholic. Been there, done it. But I finally, one night, and this is what they need to do. I got on my knees. I mean, I was done. Absolute. I didn't care. I was done. And I prayed to God. I mean, it was, you either surrender, you either go to prison, or you die. That's your three choices. But I'm just saying, those people, they're not truly sorry for what they've done. I don't see it at all. No.
Well, and we've talked about recovery and, you know, all that stuff before in the last show. We ended it on a very positive note. They made a different choice, though. They let their house go to shit. It was unsafe, and let their kids get endangered, neglected. 3 are in state custody now with the state of Tennessee, and 1 is missing. That was their choice.
Yeah. You know, we all have choices. We're all born with free will. It's what you do with it, you know. God will let you screw up. God had to kill me before I could be normal. We're not, you know, what I'm trying to say is I don't see those parents or grandmother totally honest and actually, you know, like at the end of their rope. I don't see that at all. I don't see any sincerity in any freaking thing they say.
And I'm also not going to lump any of this into any addiction they may or may not have, because there's a lot of addicts in this world whose houses are clean and their kids don't go missing.
Exactly. That's my point.
And so they don't get a free pass. I know there's some people that are going to jump on that. Addiction is a disease, and it is. But kids going missing, that there's no excuse.
No.
I just want to say one thing. I just want to say what I read. Through their beliefs, they are forbidden to drink alcohol, have tobacco, or do drugs. Also,
that's just about every religion. So you know how religion,
like everything I have stated about him, and when he was talking about the resurrection, I stated that because he said that. And so I read, and that's what some of them believe, even though not all of them believe that. I believe that's why Don insisted in saying, oh, I will see Summer in the resurrection, because he believes that right now Summer is just in a sleeping state. I'm assuming that's why he meant that, right?
Not me. The reason why he said that. So? No, the reason why he said that to me, in my opinion, is he knows Summer's not alive. Period.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, he knows. I mean,
he wasn't hopeful from the beginning. As a parent, you would be, you know, using your social media to get awareness out about your missing child. You would be thanking people. You know, you'd want more billboards, not less.
Brooke, everybody look at this. Back, you know, not long ago, Don was doing all this preaching. You know, why isn't he still preaching? You know why? Because he was trying to use religion in the beginning to manipulate everybody.
Because he sees the backlash of people not believing him, so he's got to switch to something else.
So now what is he doing? Poor me. Yeah, he's a manipulator. He's a narcissist. He's a gaslighter.
He wants more people to go out and help search. I mean, did y'all hear that? He's asking for people to go and help search for Summer now. He's going to have people go out there and search in the dang woods where he knows she's not at. I think that's twisted beyond all measure.
In my opinion, the reason he took that red Subaru that day is because he needed 4-wheel drive. In my opinion, Summer is where you need a 4-wheel drive to get to her.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
3 months? Why almost 3 months does he want to start searching for Summer? Why? What? I'm confused.
My point was that's why he used the red car that day.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying he wants people to go out and help him search around his house.
Summer ain't on their property.
But yeah, that's my point. He's trying to make people believe that he really wants her to be found, so he's gonna have all these random people he doesn't know try and come and search for Summer. Does that sound
He's had people
like something could go wrong in this situation?
He even made a comment about how the helicopters were keeping him awake at night.
Yeah, probably because he was tweaking.
Yeah. Well, the guilt. How could you sleep?
I don't know how that dude lives with himself. If you want to be honest, I have no idea how that man can lay down and sleep.
Because of the people that's supporting him. That's how. That's what's keeping them alive.
That dude needs to get on his knees right now, Don. If you're listening, you need to get on your knees and surrender, buddy, because you are in trouble. You are in big trouble, and God is the only person, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to me, that's going to comfort you. So y'all better do. That's my whole point when I was talking about getting on your knees. That's the only damn way. So let it be what it is.
Well, it's coming out slowly but surely. And like I said, I bet that case file from them talking to witnesses throughout the day, co-workers, friends, dumping off their phone. It's all coming together.
Yeah, it is.
It's
obvious.
It is. Hang on. Somebody wants to share a theory real quick, okay?
Well, hey, what happened to that Tim guy that had the bomb?
I gave him the email address.
Is he still in chat?
He is, but he said he's not going to come up yet.
Just type it. You don't need to talk.
Yeah, because I want to hear it too. I gave him the email address. So hang on. Let's see what Steph has to say. Exactly, Michelle. He was cussing all the searchers at first.
Yeah.
He didn't want people searching because he kept saying she's been abducted. He was even talking about Mexico. He didn't want them looking.
He basically said
helicopters.
Yeah, and he basically said Dave Rader. Yeah, that guy is so freaking obvious that he's a manipulator.
How could you ever say something bad to a group of searchers that are coming out looking for your missing child? That is the most disrespectful thing I think I've ever seen someone do in my life. He disrespected Dave Rader so bad.
He dissed law enforcement. That thing from Candace back. There's a bunch of shit in the very beginning where they bashed the searchers for looking for their daughter.
Yeah.
You know why? Don knows that Summer is not alive. As far as I'm concerned, in my opinion.
He has said it from day one. Well, I said day one when he first started talking. She went missing on the 15th. A couple of days later is when he started the she's been abducted narrative. So, but no other help except for just that, basically the boogeyman took her. Let's see what Steph has to say. Hey, Steph, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, my friend. Long time no chat. What's going on?
I've just been busy. I personally think Summer was gone before she was reported. Like, I think anywhere from 24 to 48 hours before she was reported. And I think there are many people involved with her disappearance.
You're not the only one that says that.
No, you're not.
And that means Allie lied that day. That means Hunter lied that day.
I think they're all in on it. Because look how their stories are all mixed up. And with TikTok, how she posted on the day she went missing, you can actually save your TikTok videos and post them later.
In my opinion, Hunter is to me, he's just a 15-year-old boy trying to look cool from a dysfunctional family. But yeah, a lot of people agree with your theory.
I think they have plenty of time to do what they need to do with Summer's body. There's so many cave systems and places in that area in the mountains you can hide a body and never have a body been found.
You're right.
And I personally think that there are many people involved. It's just not Candace, Dawn, and Candy. I think they made up stories to cover their butts that said that she was going to be reported missing so they can cover their trail. I think that little girl was sexually abused. You could tell by her mannerisms, how she looked, the way I just know that little girl was sexually abused. I think either Candace or Don did something to her, and they knew that if they reported it, they would be canned big time.
Well, look how Summer holds her private areas in pictures.
Okay, I'm gonna be it straight before us. I was sexually abused by my father as a child. I did.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that.
So
That's terrible.
They
That is
say
terrible.
nonverbal. I was about that age when I was sexually abused by my father, the same age as Summer. So I
Trigger.
know, I mean it has really greatly affected me to this day. I never married because of the trauma that I have experienced. And if she was being sexually abused and something happened during the abuse and she died, I personally think Dawn had a part of it. I think Candace tried to make up an alibi. They made up the alibi for this girl.
The whole day was an alibi. You don't
Yeah.
you don't take grandma to the ER for a hurt knee and spend all day dicking off. You bring her back home.
You don't. I'm a disabled veteran. Okay, I can only do so much each day with my nerve damage. I don't understand how the mother went to a swimming hole and sit there after being in the hospital that day with a bad bum knee. I don't get it.
Uh-uh.
It's all bullshit. That's why.
I live in West Virginia, but I live a part of the Appalachian area. Where I live,
West by God.
Yes.
I was raised in part of my life. I was raised in the hollers of West Virginia.
Oh, what part?
Oh, do you know where Montcalm is? It's over by Bluewell.
No, I'm in the Panhandle of West.
Do you know where Bluefield is?
I heard of Bluefield. Yes.
Yeah, about an hour and something from Charleston. In the
Okay.
hollers.
I know where Bluefield is. I have
Yeah.
friends up through there. I've been up there to visit. I know exactly.
Yeah, I lived like 40 minutes from Bluefield.
So you know
Yeah.
that living in the Appalachian area, that there are many caves, places you can hide a body and it will never be found.
That's what Brooks was telling. Tell me about that, Brooks, about caves and coal mines.
Yeah, just what we were talking about. I mean, there's a lot of places you can hide. A lot.
And
What they weren't banking on is that the whole country would get invested in their story.
But didn't Candace make a statement earlier about her sister that you can hide a body and never been found?
Yeah, she made some kind. Yeah, I'll put you in a trunk and I'll have everybody looking for you.
And your
Yeah.
body never been found.
Yeah,
So
she said that.
I personally think that little girl was gone before the 15th. And I think they have plenty of opportunity if they knew that area well and know where to hide a body that has never been found. I think it happened the day before. And I'm sorry, nothing against people, but they're nothing but typical Appalachian white trailer trash rednecks. These people, I see, I'm talking about, Kevin.
Yeah.
They're not even from there. They're not even from there.
And you know it's really
They're
messed
giving,
up.
they're giving the worst of that area, and I think it's a great area, great community. But even the worst of that area, they're giving them a bad name. Look at them. They're a mess. They are a mess. A family of SA, drugs. You've got 2 missing people, abused children. No,
And I'm going to tell you something right now. Poor mountain people don't normally live like the Wells. So all these people that are saying they're just poor mountain people, that's a slap in the face to the people of Appalachia. Yeah, there are some bad parts, but all the families I know in the hollers, if you're mistreating your kids, you're gonna get your ass whooped right in the middle of town.
Well, and as far as them being poor, he inherited that land. He's got a
Yeah.
good job. To his own
Yeah, no.
admittance, he pays $600 a month for that car.
Right.
It's what they choose to do with their money. Do they want to put it into their family or into themselves? I think we see that ourselves, what was going on there.
They damn sure didn't put it into their house, kids' clothes.
I personally think she was gone anywhere 24 to 40 hours. I think something happened. They panic and they hid that body, and they got people involved to cover their butts to make up a story.
That could be true. Who knows?
I mean, come on. Not short amount of time to those couple hours in between the swimming home to 6 o'clock. Unless Dawn was, I personally think they got people in their story to cover their butts because each of their own has something to hold over their heads against each other. And I think that child was gone beforehand.
Hang on 1 second. Prayer Garden of America. I put the link up if you want to come up and chat with us. I want to know why you think this is all lies and that Summer was actually kidnapped by a sicko. People in here are thinking you're Dawn or Candace. Do you want to grab the link and come up?
Yeah, I'd love to hear her.
Or him.
Prayer, they're trying to cover their butts to make themselves look good, but they don't look good. Every time they open their mouths, they are digging themselves deeper and deeper into a hole that they can't get out.
I'm so glad that there's honest people in this channel that aren't afraid to say what the hell they think happened. Why beat around the bush? Let's get busy, people. Say what you feel, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's your opinion. It's your opinion. Yep. We're not accusing them of doing anything except for, right now, SA and child abuse. There's a missing child. Something went down on that property, and there were 2 adults present.
Sweet somebody, yes. Dawn and Candace are predators. Dawn is a sexual predator.
You go, girl.
And as a person that suffered at the hands of her own father and never got an apology from my biological father at the abuse that he put me through as a child, I am sick of people like this getting away and abusing children and nothing is done to them. It's about time that people start stepping up and calling these people out and showing them for what they are.
Listen to this. Rags says, I think the morning timeline is important. Dawn said he got up at 7:30 and Summer was asleep under him. That always freaked me out. And they were all asleep when he left, but they were at the hospital at 8. See, I love this community and how people are thinking. Everyone's putting together this timeline. Of course, we know none of their stories match. None of their stories make sense. The only thing that Candace has ever wanted to clear up is that she didn't give the twisted tea to Hunter. That's been her only concern. Crafty said Summer never made it home. She was handed off to Dawn, and he knows where she is. In Crafty.
You want to know what I want to know? I want to know if Hunter, when he read the phone and it said it's done, I want to know what that was. And if that's true, I want to know. But I bet TBI knows.
The only thing Hunter was concerned about was that he didn't have his phone back.
I don't think Hunter lied about that at all. But it said it's done. That right there to me is a red flag big time.
And what I don't understand is the part of the timeline is Hunter and his mom had nothing to do with Candace and Dawn for a long time. Then all of a sudden that day, they want to take him out with Summer and do stuff. That's what I don't get. They it's all part. I think it's several people that know what happened to that child that day, and like with the interviewer, that gentleman exposed basically how these people are. All their stories don't match up. There's different timelines. They're trying to say, oh, Summer was asleep and this and that. I don't think that's the actual picture of Summer of that day. I think the
and let me interrupt really quick. They were willing participants talking to him.
That's what I get.
They were all willing. He was invited to Hunter and Allie's house. Candace met him at the swimming hole. She let him come up to the house. Dawn called him. Later on, him and Candace tied one on and called him. They definitely communicated with Chris. So people that are saying that Chris somehow is twisting this and making them look bad, they've made themselves look bad, period.
This is for Candace. If you're watching, could you please explain what "it's done" means? Please.
It's done means that child is gone and they did something with her and they can't be found. No. Candace came out of Candace's mouth that she knows how to dispose of a body.
But the thing of it is I'm thinking back here, wasn't when that, I don't know when the "it's done" text came through. If it happened, it's done. Summer was in the back seat of the truck when that text came, correct? Am I right or wrong? Anyone know?
You cut out a little bit on my end. Say that again.
That text that Hunter said, "it's done." I'm wondering if that text was like, what time that text showed up, and because Summer was in the back seat of the truck, so it wouldn't make sense that "it's done" means that we've already gotten rid of Summer because she was there. But I don't know when that text came in. I'd love for Kate.
Because all he kept doing was yawning, looking at his mom, and saying he doesn't know the time. Well, anybody with a cell phone, and these people were engaged in their cell phones a lot. They knew what time it was. Hey. I'm looking at my computer right now. It's 10:24.
It could have been a drug deal, too.
Kevin, was there any surveillance video of Summer that day whatsoever? Because that prayer and garden person is saying that my theory is bull hockey, and that she was actually caught on cameras that day, June 15th.
I don't really understand your question. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Prayers Guard says, Steph the Army vet. In regards to your theory, facts proved otherwise. The surveillance cameras prove Summer was with her family on June 15th.
What surveillance cameras?
Well, there would be some at the hospital. They would be at Walgreens. They would be.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Yeah, I'm not understanding. Yeah, they're going to be on film, on CCTV for all those places. And I think it's all been proved. They were at those places.
But
I love other theories and everything like that. The only reason that I disagree, and like I said, anything's possible in this case, anything, and I mean anything. So as we know that I think by now they would have changed the timeline. They would have said she didn't go missing on the 15th. It could be like on or about.
But
that's a good point.
Have we been told by the TBI and police that there's actual surveillance footage of Summer on June the 15th prayer in the garden? No.
Right, you're right.
There is nothing from the law that has been told to the public that there's actual video on camera.
Oh, I see what you're getting at now.
She's saying nothing's verified by the TBI or Sheriff Lawson.
Now I understand what you're getting at. Yeah, it hasn't. And there's a reason why they're being tight-lipped. You can bet on that.
So prayers, my theory can be true because TBI and the law enforcement has not released the information to the public whatsoever. So how in the hell do you know, Prayer Guard of America, that you know this is correct?
Are you talking about Ernie?
No, there's this person in the chat is saying that there's proof.
Oh, Tim.
Crime and justice, you're right. No one has been cleared as a suspect either. Everyone is everyone is still a suspect. And again, that's why I go back to, I don't know why people are defending Dawn, defending Candace. I have said before, Candace is a sympathetic character, the whole domestic violence and everything like that. I did feel sorry for her when they were at the swimming hole, when everything came out about her oldest 2 children off the table. No, I don't feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for Summer. I feel sorry for the boys. Because those boys they've been taken from their home. I don't know if they're all together now or if they've been separated. I don't know.
I still think there's more than just I think there's a group of people that know what happened to that child that day. And I think she was gone before June the 15th. I personally think that. And
who knows? You could be right.
Anything's possible. But I'm going to take you out real quick. We have someone else wanting to share their theory. Is that okay, Steph?
That's fine.
All right. See you soon. Bye, my friend.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's see if the link is going to work.
Hey, Tim, if you're still in chat, please let us know what you know. You got me wondering. I'll be honest.
I'm dying to get that email from Tim. I really am.
Yeah, no shit. Dude, you'll be a star.
Well, you're exactly right. Crime and Justice says, I feel sorry for the children and no one else. Dawn is an SO and Candace is neglectful of her children. Yeah, she is. So, at the very least, we have that, and that's a lot.
Yeah, that's proven. That's proven. Those are facts, people. They've abused she's abused every one of her kids she's ever had. So I'm not about to stand here, give a sermon on the mount about Candace being some two-shoe.
Prayer Garden, are you going to grab the link and come up? Because like I said, we discuss everything here. We don't shame anyone's opinions.
Yeah, I'm not going to attack anybody that doesn't agree with me. Anything could be possible in this stage of the game.
But anybody that is defending Dawn for the essay, I think the one that makes me the most mad is when they say that was a long time ago. What the hell does that have to do with anything? You tell his victims to get over it because it was a long time ago. You tell them.
Yeah, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
You tell his relative, I don't want to say her name. She's already going through too much. You tell her. Yep. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. Tell all these women, tell that lady that just talking that was abused by her dad. Tell her that.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, on that note, we're going to start winding this down, guys, because it looks like old Prayer Garden doesn't want to come up. I think they're scared of you, Kevin. Can't be me.
I'll tell you what, I'll listen to anyone's opinion. I'm not going to slam anybody. But I'm not going to hold back if I disagree.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to hurt.
But old Prayer Garden have an axe to grind in here. Thank God for our mod.
If you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, then leave.
Mm-hmm. Carol Johnson said, Dawn/Prayer has been invited on many panels and never shows. Prayer Garden said, you should, because you're seeking the truth, not lies. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Well, there's the link, Prayer Garden. And Misfit, you're right. Kevin tells the truth. So, all right, Prayer Garden left. Maybe they'll come back. So, hey guys, we'll put the link up for the next
Probably
live.
one of Benny, probably somebody from Benny's show.
Oh yeah, we're going to get into that on our next live. So I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Thursday, guys, right now, that we're going to talk about this, because we have a lot more stuff to get into. But as always, thank you, Kevin. You know what? People are still putting, on our chats and stuff, Kevin 2024. Have you considered that?
I think I'll let Donald Trump win.
Okay. Mods, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, Misfit said make it Thursday because she's busy tomorrow. We can make Thursday happen. All right, you
Heck
guys
yeah.
are best chat, best community, best moderators. Kevin, I'll talk to you in a minute. Everyone, you have a super great day. Thanks for always being here and being just awesome group. Have a good
Bye,
one.
everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.